So today we talked briefly about solving equations, and we've been looking at fractions and seeing how those can be used in solving equations. So in your homework tonight, you have a couple questions where you have to solve an equation, and most of those are division equations. Just to remind you, when we were solving equations earlier this year, if I was to look at a multiplication type equation, we would have, for instance, something like 5x equals 20. Now remember, when a number is ever touching a variable, that means multiplication. So I'm going to look for the side with the variable. In this case, my variable is on the left side. It could be on the left or right, but here it's on the left. And then I'm going to identify, well, what's the operation that is taking place right there? And it's multiplication. So I'm going to have to do the opposite or inverse of that. So in this case, I would want to divide each side by 5. Now, if I do something to one side, I have to do it to the other so things remain balanced. 5 divided by 5, those would cancel each other out. And then 20 divided by 5 would give me 4. So x is going to equal 4. If I put 4 back in my original equation, 5x, 5 times 4, that would equal 20, so I know that works. Now, in tonight's homework, we have a couple examples of division equations. It's pretty similar. So let's say we had x divided by 4 equals 10. I'm going to look for the side with the variable. In this case, it's on the left side. I'm going to look for the operation that's taking place. It's being divided by 4. The opposite of that is multiplying by 4. So I'd rewrite this as multiplying by 4 on the left side and also multiplying by 4 on the right side. 4, the same thing as 4 over 1, and we know when we multiply, and we looked at cross-simplifying yesterday, these will cancel out, so that leaves me with x on the left side. 4 times 10 on the right is 40. I could put this back in my original equation to check it. 40 divided by 4 is 10. Okay. I could also do this kind of a problem where maybe there is a decimal involved. So let's say I had x divided by 2.5, let's put it on the right side this time, is equal to 4. So you'd have 4 equals x divided by 2.5. Look for the side with the variable. There it is. Look at the operation. It's being divided by 2.5. The opposite of that would be multiplying by 2.5. So I'd have to multiply my left and right side by 2.5. Now I can think of when I'm multiplying, we could say this is over 1. Don't usually have decimals in fractions, but we know that these would end up canceling each other out. So then we would just have to do the multiplication over there, 2.5 times 4. Remember when I'm multiplying decimals, I do not have to line up the decimals when I'm multiplying, but I'm going to think about how many digits we're after. So there's 1 digit after right here. There were no digits after the decimal point right here. Then I would just multiply like normal. 8, 10. 1 spot in total that I have to move my decimal point, so we go 1 place over. So my answer would be x equals 10. Or if I like going from left to right, x equals 10. Same thing. Okay, so when we're solving division equations, we just multiply by whatever is being divided. That'll cancel out those numbers and leave us with a variable isolated on one side.